Hey guys, welcome back. This is my okra, which is very high in its need for high heat. So it's coming along really well. Okay, so let's start the video here at the veggie patch. All the heat-loving veggies like kangkong is still waiting for extreme heat. These vegetables need 30 Celsius plus, like mangoes. Kangkong, it's water spinach, guys, from Asia. So they're waiting. The corn is waiting, right? Starting to build up. But corn, Asian vegetables, okra, that don't do well with 20 Celsius. That's why you can't grow them in the UK or Germany or Sweden unless you have a greenhouse. Okay, I wanted to show you how nasty the birds have been for Christmas. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is the apricot tree, the first apricots that usually come at the end of December. This one was pecked through the wire. That's a wire mesh bag. Can you believe it? Just to show you the real results here, guys. Right? And look at this. They knocked the 3 apricots off the branch there. One of them there seems to be spoilt, and the other one looks like it's been pecked hard from the outside, like really hard, like savage. Right? So even through bags, the birds are saying, nope, if we're not getting them, you're not getting them. And look at this. They tore through this bag. Can you believe it? They tore through the bag. You wouldn't believe it unless I showed you, right? I wouldn't believe it either. Come on. Look at that. That's how vicious the birds are here. So all of you folks who are saying, no, but the birds need a little bit of water, they're thirsty. Yeah, right. These are the eggplants here that are still flowering. They need hot sun, hot heat as well. There's even vegetables that need heat, not just tropical fruit trees, guys. Right? So we're still waiting on those to produce some eggplants. So yeah, that's the introduction to the video. What I'm dealing with here, it's not just black sapodi and white sapodi and yellow sapodi. I'm talking about vegetables, guys. Just vegetables. Challenges. This is the wampy, which has no problems at all. Actually, this is I should make a video someday of the tropical fruit that birds don't care for. This is one of them. They don't touch this fruit. Can you believe it? They don't touch this fruit. Oh wow. There's what do you call it? A silver lining or something. How does it go? That's the silver lining, the wampy. Okay. So today's video is about the new tropicals that I planted in the ground back in October, mid-spring in Australia, starting with the soursop. Yeah, guys, it's looking pretty good, as you can see. It still has a lot of its old leaves from last year, right? That's an old leaf which hasn't dropped yet. There's quite a few of them still, like that one. The ones that are haggard, the haggard leaves. But these are all the new leaves that you can see here, right? All these young ones. And these young new leaves are everywhere. A whole branch there of them. So good results so far with the soursop. Soursop is guanabana in Spanish, right? That's how they call it in most of the world. Soursop is only in the United States. English. the dumb English language, right? What are we gonna call it? I don't know. We'll just call it soursop, whatever that means. This is the Mamey Sapodi, which is also doing great. The worms stopped, well, kind of stopped biting, although there are still some bites from a month ago. Can't patch those up. There's new growth in the middle, and on the side here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 side branches coming, right? Which is awesome. I removed the one down there a month ago. They had a side branch, not even like 6 inches from the ground. I didn't like that. It was like this branch here, but lower. It was really low, and it was half the length of this one. I don't like low branches like this. The only reason I'm leaving this one is because I want as many leaves as possible, right? So the tree can grow. Next is the Sapodilla Chiku Sapodi, and this is doing really well. Well, you can see. I don't even have to say a word. It's shooting out from everywhere. Yep. So this will be flowering soon. These are like a big tease. These trees, they sort of flower, and the flower sits there for 12 months, and nothing happens, and then it drops. Welcome to the world of Sapodilla. But that's because it's a young tree. Once it gets to my height, 5 feet, it stops fooling around. The flowers then actually turn to fruit. But to get to that 5-foot stage, guys, it takes 5 years in my climate, not in Florida. In Florida, this little baby tree will get to 5 feet in 2 to 3 years. In other words, half the time. It's always half. Double everything for the temperate zones. So in 5 years, this is a big if it survives the cold, 5 years to set a fruit, right? Yeah. So I'll be in my 70s by the time that fruits, if it survives. Okay, so next. This is tragic, right? The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm not sure if I should call the video that, a video title, but this is definitely ugly, would you say? This is the this is the Custard. The Custard, which is the yellow sapodi, guys. This is the egg fruit, right? It sort of looks like and tastes like the yolk from a boiled egg. Okay, so good news and bad news. The bad news is all the old leaves have freaked out. I don't know what, well, I sort of know why. I gave it sea sol. I sprayed sea sol on all these trees, all these tropicals. About a week ago, I sprayed sea sol, right? Maybe the sea sol was too strong. I didn't dilute it enough. And I applied it during a sunny afternoon. Big mistake. You don't do that, George. But when I say sunny, guys, it wasn't like 31, 32 Celsius. It was 24 and sunny. Like today. Today's 24. Let's have a look what the weather is. Hang on. Let's have a look. What's the weather? If I can get out of this reflection. 24. Yeah, it was exactly the same temperature as we're having right now. 222 is the time. Yeah, so it was 24, but very sunny. Today it's in and out. It's mostly cloudy, right? There's a bit of sun over there. So, bad news for the Custard. Oh, so these leaves now are just dropping, right? Nice knowing you. Bye. Don't do that again. You won't do that again, will you? Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, you might say, well, you shouldn't have done that. Didn't you know? Guys, I told you I did every tree. Every tree got the same treatment. And the leaves are green on all the trees. Mamey, soursop, sapodilla. Why didn't they get affected? Like this guy did. Huh? Why? Why? Because from the very beginning this tree has been trouble. That's why. From the day I planted it. So the good news is it's still green at the top. And it looks like something's going on in there at the hub. The hub, right? I don't know. We'll see. So he's not going to get... I try to pamper him. See what happens when you pamper trees? I should have just left him alone. All right, next. Next is the lychee, which also got sprayed with sea salt. But look at the young tender leaves. Why aren't they freaking out? Huh? Nothing's freaking out except the canistel. Okay, guys. So the lychee here has got a lot of new growth. Let's have a look here. Got to look at all the small stuff that's going on. See, that's a little bit of cobweb, a little spider nest, trying to lay spider eggs. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the Teso, and that's how you spell it if you're new to the game. I think it was trying to set. No, not this one. It was the other lychee. It's trying to set fruit. Yeah, we'll get to that later. So far we had 3 fruit. Now we're down to 2. 1 dropped. Right, nice size. Nice size. I don't know if these will hang on, but we'll see. Remember, that fruit is from Queensland. It wasn't set here in Melbourne. It's a cheat tree. All these trees are cheat trees, right? I picked them up in mid-spring from Vu in Sunshine out west. Okay, the sun's out now again. Next, where are we going next? Oh, the Abu. Let's go and have a look at first of all, the jackfruit from Ross Creek. I don't know if I've lost it, but there's no activity yet from the what you call it? Chemper Jack. Yeah, Chemper Jack. The Chemper Jack is still leafless. From day one, when it arrived, it had 1 leaf and it fell, and it's been like that now for a month. So the Chemper Jack, it's still green. The whole stem is green, right? But it doesn't want to get going. Now the black gold jackfruit, yeah, it's going. Let's see. Right there. It's going well. Slow. Everything's in slow motion when you're having 20 to 26 Celsius. I mean, most people find that very comfortable. I do too. But guys, jackfruit doesn't want 25 Celsius. It wants 30 Celsius, right? 30. This is the Sophia Cherry Moya, which is sort of hanging in there, not doing much. You've got a side branch here, right? See how I feed them? That's all white sapoti mulch. And look at that. Look at all that mulch over there. That's all white sapoti, mulberry, banana leaves. Crazy. Look how much is in there under the avocados. I did all that on Christmas Day. On Christmas Day, I was out here pruning trees. Chop and drop. How was your Christmas? Because guys, this is my family. The garden is my family, not human beings. Human beings. It's the trees. The trees are my family, right? So for Christmas I was mulching, chop and drop. All right. So the avocados are looking good. They survived all that wind we had, nasty winds, for the whole month of December, right up till yesterday. The white, Dr. White cherry moya is grown nicely. No flowers though. Looks like it's putting everything into growing, which is cool. The little mango here, the sweet tart from Ross Creek, is doing great. Slow, but healthy, right? So it's good to see that. The multiple varieties of dragon fruit back there have sprung up over that trellis I put there back in October. So that's good. We'll do a separate video for that another day, because that can be like 20 minutes talking in there. But they're all happy. Everything is happy there. I think five different varieties of dragon fruit. Pitaya. I got a pumpkin going here, right? I did that last year and I got nothing, and I'm repeating the same thing again. Let's see if this year it'll be different. But guys, you can eat the leaves. We stir fry the leaves from the pumpkin. Did you know that? It tastes amazing. It's nutty flavor. And in here there's a volunteer mulberry which I didn't plant. This guy here, right? Up against the fig, there's a fig there, which I did plant. Extremely delicious fig. I'm not sure of the variety. I think it's a Bordeaux. Guys, I lost the tags. So, the bacon avocado and the shepherd avocado are doing amazing. The shepherd now is way over 3 meters. It's 3.5 meters, almost 4 meters. And that's only in 2 years, guys. Can you believe it? Wow. So whatever I did here, whatever I've done along here is working really well. And you can see it's raised up. See the bluestone? And it's not much. It's only what, 10 inches, 12 inches? You don't need much. You don't need to raise up the bed that much. It's enough for that kind of result. Some people go overboard and they raise, 2 feet high or 3 feet high. It's overkill, guys. Okay, this is the hopper banana, which is a hybrid banana. That means it's cooking banana when it's green, and a sweet dessert banana when it's ripe. So this is from Tonga, the island of Tonga in the Pacific. Can you believe it? How happy it is. And it was a true champion over winter here in Melbourne, which is unbelievable. And that's the dwarf Ducasse banana. And they've all got heaps of pups, right? I let them have about 5 or 6 pups, even though they say you should only let them have 2. The pups not only provide future generations of bananas, but they reinforce the mother. Reinforce, like it's anchored, like anchors, right? So that's the other reason I let them go like that. Eventually I cut them off though for chop and drop. Okay, so the Mexican cream guava is flowering, or ready to flower. After I gave it the butchering last week. Remember I cut off all the lower branches. The Shuruga persimmon took a year off this year to grow, and it's growing nicely. The persimmon, this is the persimmon. The lemonade has come fully back after I butchered all the tips. Look at that. So this is what you do to citrus if it's leafless, just a bare stick. You hack it, you hack it, you hack it, and then after 2 weeks, then come and see me about being leafless. The Maya lemon, look at that. Look at all the flowers on the Maya. Can you believe it, guys? Unreal. All right, let's get to the Abu. Now with the Abu, the same thing as with the Canistel. It flipped out and freaked out when I gave it a dose of sea salt last week. But to begin with, guys, these leaves that are totally freaked out, they were extremely ugly before I sprayed them. They weren't this bad, but they were pretty bad. They were like that. See that leaf there? That's how this leaf was, right? This leaf here was like this leaf before I sprayed it, and it seems like the sea salt, exacerbated the situation. But that's the bad news. The good news is the new growth, guys. That got sprayed too. I sprayed all this young, tender, young growth. Look at it. Why wasn't that affected? Guys, can anyone tell me? Why wasn't this young growth affected by the sea salt? Look at it. It's beautiful. Very, very healthy. So that's one of two abu. The other one here, the same. Look at all this new growth. Right? Beautiful. And then you've got all these old leaves down here, which are looking pretty shabby. Right, these ones. Not as bad as the other abu. I don't know, it's hard to explain why some things happen and some things don't. Like, why weren't these leaves as badly affected by the sea salt as the other abu? They look the same as before I sprayed. Anyway, the good news is, guys, you've got new growth here, new growth here, new growth everywhere, okay? On every tip. I'm trying to protect it from the direct sun by putting bananas and white sapoti seedlings. Right? Volunteers that have sprouted. I didn't plant this white sapoti. It just sprouted from a seed. I got tons of them all over the garden. So I just dug them up from the ground, put them in pots, and they're acting as sun barriers for the sooks. Do you see how citrus doesn't need any help? The citrus doesn't need any help from the sun, but the abu does. So you know what that means? It means tropical trees aren't as tough as temperate trees. Where is it? This one here. The blood orange. Doesn't need any help. It's never been sheltered from the sun, even when it was 40 Celsius. 40 Celsius last summer, and I didn't put a canopy on it, and it survived fine. It got a little yellow, but it came back. The abu would have been fried. The abu would have been fried, guys. So, what else? What else can I show you? Oh, I can show you Kim. Wow, Kim's here. Hey, Kim, where did you come from? Oh my God. You came to get the mail. Woohoo. Nice. I better get cracking because it looks like we're going to get some more rain today after 4 days of rain, guys, which has been awesome. Really good. Okay, trying to think what else I can show you. The little lychee here. He's too small to report on. He looks exactly the same as the day I planted him in October. No change at all, nothing. Nothing. That's why they take 10 years, guys. That's the Chom Pogo. That's why they take 10 years in our cool climate to do anything, right? That's 10 weeks in the ground and it hasn't done anything. But the good news is it hasn't gone backwards. It hasn't gone back or forward. It's exactly the day it came from the nursery. It's on pause. All right, black sapoti here. Like I said in the last video, it's got a lot of new growth, which I'm happy to see. Fantastic, right? I've had this one for 6 years now. I wanted to get bushy here in the middle. There's a big gap in there, right? Ah, look at that, man. Look at that, guys. The challenges. I'm not going to talk about the white sapotis other than showing you how the Wilson looks after I butchered it. I pruned it on Christmas Day. I took 1 meter off it. It was 1 meter higher, over 1 meter, right? And that's all the mulch you saw back there under the avocados. So I'm trying to keep them to around, well, I prefer them to be 2.5 meters, but that's very hard, guys. So it looks like 3 meters. The tree wants to be minimum 3 meters, and I'm fighting with it to do that. It wants to go over 3 meters, but I'm holding it at 3. The same with the Vernon. The Vernon is about 2.5 meters, 2.6, 2.7 in areas, right? And I like how it's open in the middle. Look at this. There's no leaves in the center. And I took away the central leader last week. Right, that was right in the middle of the tree. And it was going up there for over 4 meters in the middle. No thanks, we don't want that. It's different if you have acreage. If you have acreage, you can let all the trees go. Okay, a lot of talking, but I'm missing out on important stuff. This is the Golden Emperor custard apple, or atemoya, from Dailies. It's a small tree, 2.5 meters, which is fantastic. It's been slow to get off and running. It's been in this on hold position for the last month. It hasn't done anything. I don't know why, but yeah, that's the story with the Golden Emperor custard apple. It's okay, but it's not doing much. It's pretty happy, but not much. Compare it to this custard apple. They were both planted the same day last year. They've been in the ground for about a year or less, maybe 10 months. That's the Hillary White, and it's fully leafed out, right? It's like a little tree. It's got 100 leaves on it. So I don't know what's up with that dude over there, right? That one there, look. It's only got 12 leaves on it. But it's alive, it's healthy, and that's better than dead. This is very healthy. Okay, this is the lemon gold, white sapodi. I'm always endlessly chop and drop because it's so vigorous, guys. This will be the next branch I'm gonna cut off. Why? Because it's growing into the mango. This is the Bowen seedling, which I've had in the ground now for 3 years. 3 years. And it's still the same height as it was last year and the year before last. It hasn't grown any taller. It's exactly 5'5", 5'7", so under 2 meters. In the reason why I didn't put it in the last mango update is because there was no change. It hadn't done anything, and in the last 2 weeks, it's grown all these new tips. Right? All these new tips. That's why I'm showing it to you today, and not back when I did the mango update. So good news and bad news. The good news is it's pushing growth. The bad news is it did nothing over spring. We lost three months. We lost 3 months on the Bowen. It's like late to the party. Pomelo, I gave that a butchering in the middle too. I took out all the growth in the center. Took it all out, guys. Turning it into a tree, then a shrub. And it's hanging onto a lot of fruit. We're gonna get a record amount of pomelos. This is the Nam Roy. There's at least 20 fruit on it, which is incredible. We always get like 3 or 4. This is the Paxton Prolific custard apple, which I also pruned back in early November or late October. So it's been almost 2 months since it got its prune. And as you can see, guys, it's safe. It's safe to do that, because now look, it's all coming back, and it's flowering and. But it's not going to do much until the end of summer. Summer is when it starts to fruit. Did I say summer? I meant the end of summer, February. The end of summer, at the end of February is when these guys fruit here in Melbourne, not at the beginning of summer like in Sydney and Brisbane. So that's the difference with our climate. We have to wait when the tree is happy to fruit, and forget about hand pollinating. Forget about that. I tried all that. No go. It's raining. This is the Hawaiian Supreme White Sapodilla. I keep getting asked which is my favorite variety. Guys, why do you keep asking me that instead of watching the videos? I've mentioned it like 100 times. Watch the videos. So, yeah. All right, and then we have the what do you call it? The grumichama, which we've been feasting on now for 2 weeks. Got to take the net off, eat, and put the net back on. Pain in the butt. This is the lemon guava, which I've had for 10 years. It's over 3 meters tall. It's loaded. Look at that up there. If only all the trees were as easy as this. This is one of the easiest trees, guys. The lemon guava. That's the starling guava, which I planted a year ago. It's doing really well. It's got its first flower. The passion fruit, which you've already seen, right? Together with the 2 passion fruit. The sweet lilikoi and the regular passion fruit, I forgot its name, the Panama red, yeah. Okay, I think we're done there. Quickly, it's raining and I'm topless. Of course I'm topless, guys. Come on, it's summer. Unreal. Okay, this is the Manila Mango. No changes since last time I filmed. But the fruit's not growing. I don't know why. It's the same size as it was 2 weeks ago. So maybe it doesn't want to grow. Looks like it might drop them, which is good. The Valencia Pride also got the sea sole, but it didn't freak out like the Canistel. It wants to set flowers, which we don't want at this time of the year on a small tree. So I'm not going to allow it to flower. It's way too young, right? We got this back in October. The Kensington Pride seedling, pretty much the same. It's also wanting to flower at this late stage. I don't know if I'm going to allow that because it's got a lot of fruit already from the previous flush. A lot of fruit. So no thanks. We don't want a second flush on the seedling here. Yep, it's raining. I'm getting soaked. Look what happened to the new growth here after giving it sea sole. Look, got scorched. The new growth got scorched. Wow, talk about sensitive, guys. Huh? Unreal. But it didn't affect the panicles or the young leaves on the Valencia Pride. They didn't get scorched. Go figure. Okay, the first casualty for the season. We've lost the early gold or honey gold mango from Ross Creek. I believe Ross Creek, yep, if I'm not wrong. It's been like that for 2 weeks, so it's nothing to do with the sea sole, right? It's just all dried up. Looks, I mean, there's a chance it might come back, but I doubt it, especially when you look here on the wood. It's gone dark. When you see dark wood, right, that's the rootstock. Yeah, so doesn't look happy at all. Yeah, so first casualty, guys, for 23/24. Oh well, I gave it everything it needed. Another lemon gold here doing great. That's my other lemon gold. I've got 2 of them. It's along the driveway. And finally, the Florigon mango, which is still on pause. It's not doing anything. It doesn't have any flush or any changes since I planted it 2 months ago. It's trying to do something, which I showed you in the last video right there. See the yeah, it's trying to do something there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 little signs of growth, but it's not doing much. And then, guys, to end the video, we've got to end it soon because it's raining. And we've gone, how far have we gone? Wow, half an hour. Gonna wrap it up at the front here, the glen. No changes at all in the glen. It's see the difference with the Manila Mango, how these are growing and the Manila Mangoes aren't. So that's 1 mango there, 2, And I think that's it. Oh, we got 3. I think, yeah, there's a third one there, but tiny. So, lastly, the jackfruit. The seedling I got from Vu. Exactly 12 months ago, December 2022, guys. It's growing nicely. It's got a lot of new growth. I also sprayed that with sea salt, right? And it had no negative effect on it at all. I also did the Glen with sea salt. It was only the trees I showed you that were affected. Canistel, and actually that's yeah, and the Abu. The Canistel and the Abu were affected, and that's because they already had problems. So the sea salt just boosted the problem, right? Enhanced it. So you're learning, guys. You're learning, and I'm learning with you. That's the video. We're gonna go to the backyard next, and I'll do a part 2 when it stops raining. I'm soaked. Well, I'm not soaked, but I'm getting there. Alright guys, tune in for part 2. Thanks for watching. Bye bye now.